I need to know. But what I'm feeling now is like a mystery to me. The sky is falling and I'm wondering why. So many days and nights have passed me by without you standing here. There's nothing left for me to see. Forever comes and forever goes, but where it stops I'll never know. Stay a little while, there's nowhere we have to be. Cause I don't need to know right now. There's no one left beside me anyhow. Stay a little while, there's no one meant for you but me. Oh yeah. Sometimes I wish that I could fly away when the night is cold and I don't want to stay. I need to understand. The mystery is clear. So stay a while and hold out your hand. I do believe, I believe that soon I'll understand the way you move me. There's nothing left for me to fear. Forever comes and forever goes, but where it stops I'll never know, never know. But stay a little while, there's nowhere we have to be. Cause I don't need to know right now. There's no one left beside me anyhow. Stay a little while, there's no one meant for you but me. There's no one, no one. Oh, 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 yeah. I don't know how you move me so. I don't know why I need to know. But what I'm feeling now is like a mystery to me. Stay a little while, there's no one meant for you but me.
James Twyman, the Peace Troubadour. Welcome to Spirituality Gone Wild. I'm Debbie G. Y'all know what time it is. Tell you what, it's time for a Cuppa Grata with a shot of expression, 2 squirts of reality. Y'all, I got the co-squirt today. Let me tell you what. I've got the Peace Troubadour himself, James Twyman. Hey, welcome to Spirituality Gone Wild. Welcome to Cuppa Grata.
Oh, thank you, Debbie. It's so good to be here, and I love your enthusiasm. You must have
you.
coffee.
I do, but the energy that I have, the feeling I have right now is just, which is in alignment with our show, is just pure gratitude for you, the beautiful Peace Troubadour. Let me tell you something why. And then you all just listen to this, okay? They've been watching me a long time on here, James. And I've worked with people now, and I'm so grateful for that. But there was a time, it must have been 6 years ago, and life wasn't what it looks like now. And there was this meditation called I Am That I Am by Dr. Wayne Dyer. And you are the magic behind that and the music to that meditation, which completely, totally turned my life around. Still the meditation I use today, and your work is astronomically amazing. And I am just sitting here in so much gratitude. Cuppa Grata, you are one of the things that brought back the without your dark, you wouldn't know your spark, and you helped me remember who I am.
Wow, I'm so happy to hear that. I love, obviously, to hear that in any form, from any direction. But that particular meditation has such an interesting story behind it, which I'll share.
Please do.
So originally, that meditation, which is usually now people find it is called I Am Wishes Fulfilled, which was a book that Dr. Wayne Dyer wrote. But originally it was recorded for my book, The Moses Code.
Oh.
And it was toward the very end of writing that book and working on the movie that we ended up producing around that book, that I went to a dear friend of mine whose name is Jonathan Goldman, who many people know as a...
I love Jonathan.
God,
I love those two. They're so much fun. Okay, so you went to Jonathan.
Jonathan and Andy,
yeah.
I think Jonathan and I were at a conference together in San Francisco. And the Moses Code is all about the story of Moses, in particular at the burning bush, when God asks him to do something that seems literally impossible. And when Moses says, how am I to accomplish this? Who shall I say sent me? And God says in Hebrew, Ehyeh, Asher Ehyeh, which is often translated as I am that I am. So anyway, I went to Jonathan and I said, you're a sound healer and you're also raised Jewish, so you should know about these things. Are there any frequencies associated with that name, Ehyeh, Asher Ehyeh? And Jonathan said he didn't know, but he would do some research. Anyway, a few weeks later, he calls me back very excited. And he said that he did some playing around with tuning forks. That's one of the things he loves to do, is play around with tuning forks.
Me too. So I know, right? They're so much fun.
They are.
I love them.
And so Jonathan knew that the magic is always in an association. In other words, two things playing off each other. So he first had a tuning fork made to the frequency of Ehyeh, which is I am, using an ancient form of numerology in Kabbalah called gematria. Okay. In gematria, every Hebrew letter has an associated number. And so you take the numbers or the letters, you add up the numbers, and then you have that number, which you can then go back and see what does that number mean. I don't remember what the exact numbers were, but I think Ehyeh may have been 501.
Okay.
530 something. But then the other one for Asher, which would be the word that, was I think 201. Now, if you look at that in terms of hertz or frequency, 201 hertz is barely high enough for the human ear to hear, whereas the other number is in a really good range for the human ear. So Jonathan just kind of followed his intuition. He took that number 201 and kept adding it into itself until it came within the same octave range as the other number. Now, at that point, all
Okay.
he had were two numbers. There was no way to know if he made them into two tuning forks, if they would sound good together, or probably not. But he went ahead and did it. And he said the first time I listened to them, and I have the same experience, it was like listening to the angels. We realized that what we had stumbled into was an ancient code that had been lost. And this frequency, these tuning forks, or
Yeah.
what you were listening to in that meditation, is literally the sound of the name of God, right?
Yes.
And we were both amazed. I
Yes.
then took those tuning forks into the recording studio. I made that meditation, and we released it with the book, The Moses Code. And one of the people who loved it the most was Wayne Dyer. Wayne told me that he listened to it at least twice a day.
At least.
Yeah.
It's okay. So listen, it is really, James, like I get so excited when I listen to you talk. Do you all listen? Are you listening to how frequency, how frequency and how vibration and how that the sound, it heals our body? I'm telling you, I've been listening to this for 6 years. It is, you're magic. So is Jonathan. You two, I don't even know right now. You two are like not from this planet. I love you for not being from this planet, because I'm not from this planet either. So we're all good. Amazing.
Yeah.
Seriously. But I just want to take, now I'm going to go a little just backwards here for a second, just because I didn't even announce who you are. I just kind of jumped right into it because I just assumed that the whole world knows who you are, because if they don't, they need to. They should. What the hell? I mean, geez. You are the Peace Troubadour, and for over 25 years, you have traveled countries at war to share prayers of peace from the 12 major religions of the world. He put to music in 1994. You were invited by peace organizations and even the leaders of countries all over the world, wow, to initiate world synchronized meditations while battles raged around you. Wow. Each time, millions of people participated and miracles have often followed. James is also the New York Times best-selling author of 16 books and has recorded over 18 albums and has produced and directed 7 films. Presently, you are in an Anglican community of Francis and Clare, and also living as an, it's a Anglican?
Anglican. It's an
I didn't say it right.
Franciscan, but within the Anglican tradition as opposed to the Roman Catholic tradition.
Okay, gotcha. I just totally muddled that up. But hey, you know what? If you go to his,
I like the way you say it better. It was beautiful.
What did I say? Angel.
How you got the word angel in there, which I like.
Well, like angels.
Angelican or something.
Just angel thing. In fact, for all you are watching right now, we're going to end this with one of the most glorious songs all about angels. So make sure you stick around. Okay. So back to your awesomeness. I want to go and thank you for sharing this story. And then I do want to talk a little bit about the Moses Code too. But let's talk about that song that I played at the beginning, because that's extraordinary. You said it's an older song, but you just released it. So give us some insight to that. I'd like to know.
Every song seems to have a story or a memory attached to it of when you wrote it, if I can remember, because most of them I probably can't, but I do remember that one. I wrote that in Australia, 12 years ago, something like that. And it was just one of those songs that when you write it, oh, that was a good one. That was a beautiful song.
Yeah.
And it's a very romantic song. Stay a little while. There's nowhere left for me to go. But there wasn't anyone in particular, a romantic partner that I was writing it for, or a new crush. It just sort of emerged whole. I remember I was walking on the beach in Australia. I don't remember exactly where, but the song I just started singing that song, Stay a Little While. And I finally recorded it a few years after that. It just sat there in the vault for a long time. And I released it very recently on a kind of a best of album. And the reason I did that, I've released a few albums recently because I just finished a 6-month-long stay in seclusion where I was in a very tiny little cell called an anchor hold cell for 6 months, up until about 2 months ago. That's
In
where,
prayer.
yeah, and
Okay.
this creative rush was just overtaking me the entire 6 months. So I think I wrote 2 books and recorded 3 CDs and then released a bunch of stuff that had been sitting in the vault. So that's where that came from. And then I found an artist who could do that sort of speed drawing version of a picture of me.
Yeah, that was cool. I love that. That was nice.
Yeah, and I'm just so glad I finally released that song because it is one of my favorites that I've written and recorded. I brought some amazing musicians. I was living in Southern Oregon at that time and brought some great musicians, including a man named Jeff Pivar, who I think is one of the greatest guitarists in the world. He's
Really?
always on tour with people like Crosby, Stills, and Nash and Bette Midler and you name it. He's been on tour with them.
How fun is that? Seriously.
So he was kind enough
Wow.
to add a few licks.
It was, hey, I'm going to tell you. So this is literally, I was listening to it. This is a mainstream song. This is a song that needs to be played on the radio. It needs to be on Sirius. I agree too. And I'm telling you what, that just needs to happen. So anybody out there who's heard that song and you know where it's going to need to go, do that thing. Would you just get it into the ears? It needs to hear that. So I just put that in the universe because I want to tell you what came up for me when I was listening to that was how that we love ourselves, how God loves us. I didn't take it. I know it could be a love song, but I took it as a self-love song because that's what works for me in my world. So I was just sitting there thinking, because I feel like love songs are channeled messages for us, for our heart.
Yes.
And so that's what I got from it. And I prayed before I started to gather up the material for this interview. And I was guided to that song and to the one that I'll play at the end, those 2. And your work is magical because it is pure. I mean, explain to people why you would go and lock yourself up for 16 months in a little tiny hole for prayer.
Good question. I'm not exactly sure why, but
I mean, it's not like the thing to do. Look, most people aren't thinking, "Oh yeah, I think I'll go to Mexico and just kick it in this little thing and not do anything." This is a very special. You're a very special person, and this is why I'm pointing it out because I'm not saying it's for everybody, but I'm saying, dear God, thank you because I know why you did it, but I'll have you share that instead of me.
Well, we live in a time for the last year or more now where many people are being called into a life of seclusion, not by choice, but because they're being forced to do so for health because of the pandemic. And I was watching that and seeing the isolation that so many people are enduring. And I've always had a strong attraction to the contemplative life, and in particular, stories that I had heard about people, especially in medieval times, that were called anchorites or anchoresses, similar to being a hermit. But an anchorite, which would be a man, an anchoress, a woman, would be someone who would enter into a small cell, usually, often attached to a church. And then once they entered, they would never leave again for the rest of their life. And they would live a life of contemplative prayer. There would often be a window that looked out onto a street so people could come and seek guidance from them or visit with them. And there would also be a window into the church. And I've always been very fascinated by that. In particular, perhaps the most famous that we know of was name was Julian of Norwich. Julian was an anchoress in, I think, the 14th century. And she was credited with many amazing mystical writings. And one particular saying that came from those writings, which was, all will be well, and all will be well, and all manner of things will be well. I thought that was such a powerful message for our time, that everything is going to be okay.
Yeah.
It's okay right now, actually.
Totally, right? Yes.
And so I decided, well, at first I was going to go for a whole year. I was going to spend a year in this little enclosure here at our Namaste community in Mexico. But after 6 months, I felt complete. So I went ahead and left after the 6-month period. And I'm very glad I was there for those 6 months. It took me very, very deep. And a lot of amazing creativity came from it. Sorry, my chair is moving like this because I'm fostering a little German Shepherd puppy who is pushing my chair around.
Oh my God, how cute. He needs to say hi. He's a puppy. Yes. Say, come say hi, Boo-Boos. You guys, is this not the coolest thing ever? Oh, hi, honey. Oh, what a cute baby.
I'm taking her to Portland in a few days, where she has a new home waiting for her. So I just the lucky one to give her tons of love before that.
Oh, yay, foster daddy. Good foster daddy. What a cute fur baby. Thank you. I have 2 fur babies. They're really cute. Monster and Foxy. Monster, well, I'll send you a picture later. He's really cute. He's got a natural mohawk and just, yeah. You ever seen Gremlins? Remember a long time ago? Okay, yeah. You know the one that ate after midnight? Yeah, that's kind of like that, but a dog. And not me. Just anyway, but thank you. This is beautiful. I want to tell you what I picked up from the story that you shared about that experience is that you were holding space for the entire world. You were sitting down and you were an anchor, literally one of the anchors to hold this incredible space to help all of us through this time. And I truly believe that. So thank you. That's beautiful. And then you come back and you just completely, absolutely feed us so much of the beauty that is within you, and you're always expressing it through sound and through music. Let's go back to when you were a child. Tell me about the first time you picked up an instrument, or the first time that you decided to write a song.
Oh goodness, this is going to be quite a story. So when I was 12, our family was living in a small town in New York State, going to the Catholic school, very active in the Catholic Church. And there was a young, newly ordained priest there named Father Vincent Ferraro. And Father Vince offered to give group guitar lessons to anyone in the grade school that wanted to learn how to play guitar. And so my brother and I had one guitar to share. And so we were taking these lessons. I think maybe after 2 or 3 lessons, I knew maybe 4 chords. I decided to write a song. And I wrote my first song. And I decided that it was a very good song. And I didn't want just to begin playing it, individually or to the family. I wanted to debut this song. See, I was always a performer. I wanted to find a stage on which I could debut my first song that I wrote as a 12-year-old. And I saw a sign for a talent show that was being held at this little stage there in town. And I entered. So my family came, Father Vince came, and finally it was my turn to get up, and they introduced little Jimmy Twyman, who wrote a song that he wants to share. So I get up there with my guitar, and I'll sing you just a little bit of it because I still remember very well. It went, all I want to do is to be with you. All I want to see is you with me. So come on, girl, come to me. I want to make love to you. I want to make love to you. And my mother.
Dude, no Oh, and Father, oh Lord, help me.
Father
Dude,
Vince. By the way,
did he
Father,
laugh or did he go in shock?
I have a feeling he laughed. All I
I
know
think he
is that
laughed.
Father Vince is still a very dear friend of mine.
Love
He's
you, Father Vince. Thank
he's
you
still
for
a
teaching him.
priest in Rochester, Buffalo. He's in Buffalo,
Yeah.
New York. And he follows me. He goes to my concerts still. But so he was at the very first performance of that song when I was 12, and that's when I decided I wanted to be a songwriter.
Dude, that's the raddest story. I'm curious. Did you publish the song? Like, I mean, not publish it. You know what I mean? Record it and release
No,
it.
I never did, but I did
No,
win second place in that talent show.
you should have won for it. What's up with that?
I think
First,
if I remember, there was a local band playing "Band on the Run."
yeah, but you were an original. Hello, Band on the Run. That was just no covers. Covers can't win. What, did they not read the rules? Just kidding. I'm just joking. We're glad you got first place because we just knew who the winner was because he's just there. All right. Okay, we're gonna now go into some of the. We all know that the Moses Code is one of the most incredible movies I've ever seen, and I want to say thank you for creating it and thank you for bringing it forward. And so many messages, and it's just beautiful. We can talk a little bit about that, but then I want to dive right into the Namaste Village.
Okay. Well, I mentioned the book, The Moses Code.
Yes.
And in fact, that book is being re-released very shortly by Hay House, a new revised version. So people can be looking out for that.
Nice.
And at the same time I was writing that book, I thought we should make a movie. And the reason is because I started writing the book after watching another movie that was getting a lot of attention at that moment. And that was a movie called The Secret.
Secret. Yeah.
I watched that movie and I had two thoughts. First, this is a very well done movie, excellent film, and people are going to love it. On the other hand, I felt this message was, well, maybe you could say it was the good beginning of a conversation, but it was by no means the essence of an important conversation. Because from my perspective, the secret was what I like to call the ego's law of attraction, which is all based on how can I use spiritual law to get what I don't have and somehow feel satisfied and happy about that.
Oh, that's such a space of lack. Yeah, no, that's not good.
Exactly. And I always say that the ego and the soul both have a mantra. The ego's mantra is I want. The soul's mantra is I am. And that is the essence of the Moses Code, the experience that it's not about getting, it's about giving. It's not about goods, it's about goodness. And so I wanted to bring it back to the soul's law of attraction. So I worked for about a year on the movie, had many great teachers and authors work with me on it. And when I thought it was finally finished, I was in Los Angeles, and my dear friend Debbie Ford, who was really helping me a lot, Debbie and I and two other guys were together, and we were going to watch. They were going to see it for the first time. I was very excited because I'd been working on it for so long, and I think it was maybe going to be released in about maybe 5 weeks. We already had hundreds of theaters and churches that were going to be showing it. And I expected them to be as excited as I was. And then they watched it. I said, well, what did you think? And they all said, it's okay. That's not what I was hoping for. I was hoping for a little bit more than okay.
Not as enthusiastic as we're.
Enthusiastic.
Explain.
So I said,
explain
well,
that.
yeah. What do you mean? And then one of these guys, who was a filmmaker, said to me, right now it's okay, but you have everything here. This could be a truly great film, but maybe we could work for 2 weeks straight. You and I haven't had 2 weeks off in years, but if you want, we could work together for 2 weeks nonstop, and we could make this a great film. And it was a very hard decision, but I said yes. And during that 2-week period, we ended up reshooting 70% of the film, re-editing 100%, rescoring 100% in 2 weeks, something I would have thought was impossible. And by the time we were finished, I felt it was really a great film. Now, the interesting thing and sort of the kicker at the end of the story is that the person who I did that with, who I spent that 2 weeks working with, his name is Drew Harriet, and he was the director of The Secret. So this whole project began with me wanting to take that message of The Secret and bring it back to the soul. And the person that did that with me was the director of The Secret. I thought that was just beautiful that it happened that way.
What an orchestration. Thank you, God. You can't make that up. You just can't make that up. I love that. I love synchronicity, synergy, rock star stuff. This is it. When you're stepping into your divine being and you just are, and you're just letting that creative spirit and flow come out, this is the result. You're the result. And we are the recipients because you're giving to us this gift within you. And what I've really heard you say is we're here to be giving.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I am as you said, I'm a Franciscan. I've always loved St. Francis my whole life. And I think it's expressed most beautifully in what is commonly referred to as the prayer of St. Francis, where he says, it is in giving that we receive. It is in loving that we are loved.
Yeah.
I have to become the source of that which I want to attract into my life. And if it's more love, then I have to be the source of love to others. Or if it's peace, then I need to be the source of peace to others, because I can't give something that I don't have. And if I feel something lacking in my life, the surest way to realize it's always there is to give it away. And Mother Teresa, who was a living example of that, she once took the prayer of St. Francis and she adapted it and wrote another prayer, which I put to music many, many years ago, and maybe in my top 3 favorite songs that I've ever put to music. But the words were, when I'm hungry, give me someone to feed. When I'm thirsty, give me someone to give a drink to. When I'm cold, give me someone to keep warm. And on she went, bringing out that essential message that if you want to know the abundance of your soul, become the source of that which you think you are lacking.
Drop the mic. Yes, and triple yes. So much gratitude. Thank you. The audience, are you feeling into the essence of these words? This is the secret.
That's the real secret. Yeah.
That is the secret right there. 100%. I call that a spark the G vibe moment. That's your gratitude vibration. Boom. Love that. Oh my gosh. You are just magical. We just need to bottle you up, just little something, maybe just bless a bunch of water and we'll just pop Twyman water. sort of like the, what was that? Well, structured water is true. It's real. Come on, Dr. Emoto's work. We know that. I love this. All right. You're just fascinating, and we could talk forever, but we're on a time limit today, and I do want to have you back though, because we could just uncover all kinds of little nooks and crannies all over the place with you. Just really good, just stuff to sink our teeth into. You teach us how human can be easier by getting out of the humanness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or maybe fully embracing it, which is really the same thing, to dive into it fully, which ultimately leads into our divinity. And we can't do it certainly by avoiding it or what I call spiritualizing our way through things. We need to fully embrace them, and that means fully embracing the challenges as well as the joys and everything else that we experience. So yeah, becoming fully human and fully divine, I think that's the key.
I love the way you just said that, actually. I think that was, again, it's perfect. Grace, maximum grace. Talk to me about the word grace.
To me, grace is like the fragrance of the divine. If you're with a bouquet of flowers or you're next to a rose bush, as you approach that bouquet or that bush, you begin to sense and smell that fragrance. And the same thing is true for us when we approach the divine, which is everywhere, in every moment, in every person. If I'm willing to see it for what it is, even in its most distressing disguises, a homeless person, a drug addict, someone who is suffering, to know that this is my opportunity right now to experience the divine and to experience grace. I begin to sense that fragrance, no matter what. My three favorite words are no matter what. And if I'm willing to see that and to sense that and to feel that grace, no matter what someone is saying or how they're acting or what it looks like, this is my breakthrough. If I can do that, not just when it's easy, if I'm with a holy person, but when I'm with a Trump supporter that I may disagree with, if I can look through that and see and love them for who they are. When we were in the midst of our recent political scuffle, I was spending some time with a relative who had very different opinions than me regarding all of that. And I found that what I wanted to do, and what we probably all want to do, is to be right. I wanted to tell him, this is what is really happening. In other words, what I wanted to tell him is that I'm right and you're wrong.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And the separation just continued to get greater and greater.
I was just going to ask, how'd that work for you? Yeah,
Not well.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
But then I had a breakthrough, and I realized that it's my need to be right in this situation that is causing the divide. So I began to take another approach, and I've been taking this approach ever since with anyone. And the approach is three parts. Whether I say these words to them or not, I'm feeling them, I'm thinking them. It's like a prayer. I'll say, I don't know, maybe, I love you. To live in the I don't know. This is the key, because the truth is, I don't know, you don't know, none of us really know.
We really don't.
And me saying I know what needs to happen here is not an answer at all. But if I can join with you and say I don't know, but I know I love you, let's begin there. The conflict just dissolves. That's where grace shines through. That's when I begin to sense that fragrance in every relationship. And if I'm willing to just let go of my need to be right or my need to assert my identity into any situation, that grace just takes over on its own.
Absolutely perfection. Thank you. I thank you for filling my spirit today. And that is literally the most gorgeous description of grace I've ever heard.
Well, thank you.
See the fragrance of God in everyone you meet. You all hear that? How many heart prints are you leaving on the planet today? I want to know. Who are you grateful for? Come on, let's get those thoughts in alignment. Let's talk about the Namaste Village.
Well, I live in a small town near Guadalajara, Mexico, called Ajijc. Ajijc is the #1 expat town or region for U.S. citizens and Canadian citizens in the whole world. There are so many of us living down here because the weather is near perfect, second best weather in the world, actually. Completely affordable and really fun, amazing people. I moved down here, 7.5 years ago. And through a whole series of synchronicities, I ended up purchasing a beautiful property that had 11 small apartments and wanted just to form a live-in community where we could practice this and vibrate with this grace together every day. And within 2.5 years, we went from 11 small apartments to 41 apartments or houses.
Wow.
and casitas. Yeah, and it just exploded and expanded, and we get together every morning for a spiritual session that I lead or someone else leads. We have meditations. We watch movies together. There's a lot going on in this area. In fact, in the 1920s, Paramahansa Yogananda visited this area and very famously said that one day this area was going to be the site of a major spiritual awakening. And so we began to see that happening here, not only through Namaste Village, but through other communities that are being drawn here. But Namaste Village is a very beautiful, special place. There are many retired people who live here because, quite honestly, so many people in the US and Canada and other places, when it gets to the retirement period of their life, they can't afford it.
Right.
And here you can. This area was voted the #1 place in the world to retire on a budget.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And
Oh
it's
my God, this is awesome.
a very special place. And so having this beautiful village now where people can come and they can retire and age in place, but do so in a community with people who love and support them and nurture themselves spiritually. So I see the website there below, namastevillage.com. You can actually get a walking tour through the village with me if you want, and you can see it for yourself.
Okay. Okay. Hey, Karen, guess we're going to Mexico.
Well, Karen joins us almost every day for our sessions because we do them not only here, but we broadcast them on Zoom. So we usually have 60 to 100 people who are with us on Zoom live as we do our sessions every morning.
And how did they sign up to do that?
Well, hold on one second. My dog is trying to eat my pillow. Get off of that.
Yeah, don't eat the pillow there.
This is what happens when you foster a German Shepherd puppy. They like to chew.
They do love to chew.
People can just go to my website, which is jamesftwyman.com or worldpeacepulse.com, which I think you put up already.
I did. I'll do that again.
Just sign up for our email list, and then you'll get information on how to attend all of those sessions and many more things.
I love this. I love this. You guys, this is, God, I just want to keep you. I want to keep you all day. I could listen to you talk all day. Absolutely incredible. I want to share this with you, everybody. James Twyman is our special guest on the cover of Grateful Living. Could you get any more perfect than James Twyman on the cover of Grateful Living? I mean, all of it divinely guided, all of it completely, you just can't make up that you are on the cover of what the whole essence of it is to bring grateful abundance to those who are reading the articles and are looking at it. And it's the Spirit of Abundance, this edition, which is great. So I appreciate that you are on the cover and what's inside, everybody. And this is why you need to go to spiritualitygonewild.com. Just click on Grateful Living. His article is in there, but also you'll see the video, a little sample of St. Francis that you did, as well as some information about where to get that book, his new children's book, St. Francis, which is also in the Grateful Living e-zine. So please, please go to spiritualitygonewild.com, click on Grateful Living. It is free, of course, and look and check out all of the beautiful stuff in there that our darling James Twyman is offering to us. You are amazing. Now, before I let you go, though, because I can't keep you, but I want to keep you. I really do. Let me just.
All right.
Okay. All right. He's staying. So that's you guys get comfy, get your drinks, get your coffee, get your water. Make sure you have your water. We're going to be here a bit. Just kidding. I'm going to play. There's a song that I'm going to play at the end, and now the name's going to escape my brain.
Entertaining Angels.
Entertaining Angels. Thank you. So let's just, before you have to head out, which you do, tell us about the song Entertaining Angels.
Well, there is a line that I've heard before, and does it come from Ecclesiastics? I forget which which Old Testament book this originally came from. And it said, be careful, because in any moment you may very well be entertaining angels. And I always thought that was such a great attitude. Whatever is happening, whoever you're with could very well be an angel in disguise, and in reality is. And if you treat everyone in that way, not only will your life be blessed, but you will bless the lives of so many others. So I was actually in my favorite place in the whole world quite a number of years ago, Assisi, Italy, the home of St. Francis. And I heard that line, or I read it perhaps, and just sat down and wrote this song. And as I was saying before, there are certain songs that are just, I've written probably 3,000 songs in my life.
At least, right? Yeah.
But there are, maybe 10 or 12 that stand out. And this is definitely one of them. And I've done a couple of recordings of it, but this particular recording was not long after maybe right after I wrote it. I was in London with a couple of good friends in a recording studio. And I just said, hey, do you mind if we just lay this down? And we did. And it took maybe 10 minutes for us to record this. And it was just beautiful. I think the essence of the song and the prayer itself came out. So yeah, it's one of my favorites for sure.
Thank you for doing it. And like I said, I prayed prior to gathering, and you have written that many songs. You can't just go to YouTube and look and, I think there's a lot to choose from. So I love the divine guidance, and I love the synergy, and I love everything that you brought today, everything you brought forward.
Thank you, Debbie.
Well, thank you for doing what you do, for helping us remember who we are, and for literally changing my life.
Well, that is such an honor. I'm so glad that you were touched by that meditation. And
I still am.
So grateful to Wayne. Wayne, there were people listening to it before, but when Wayne started saying, I would hear people say, oh my gosh, they would text me saying, I'm at a Wayne Dyer talk and he won't stop talking about you in this.
Because I could see, yeah.
So I'm very grateful to Wayne.
I imagine he was a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, he was definitely fun.
Yeah. I can only imagine the two of you had a blast doing that. That's so cool. Well, you just are, you are an infectious joy.
Thank you.
The Peace Troubadour.
I can see that you are doing that for so many people here as well, Debbie. I'm just
Thank you.
Loving your energy, loving your show, and I'll come back anytime you want.
Rock star. Yes. I love that. And I want to come to Mexico.
Yeah. Please.
For real. Absolutely. So, Mr. James Twyman, thank you, my dear. Everybody, please go to worldpeacepulse.com, sign up, join on Sundays. Is that Sundays? Yes.
No, it's Monday through Friday.
Oh, Monday through Friday.
At 10 a.m. Eastern time, and then 11 a.m. or noon Eastern time on Sunday. So we get together 6 days a week, and we broadcast them all. Love
it. Woo! All right, y'all. Thank you. I'm going to put on this extraordinary song. James, thank you. Namaste.
Namaste.
Bless you, sweetie. Bye.
I'm entertaining angels. I'm opening the door. Everyone who comes to me is an angel to adore. The angel that I've been waiting for. Every child that comes to me, I feel the heavens unfold. And every smile that shines in me is an angel that I can hold. The angel that I've been waiting for. I can't seem to understand why you chose me out of everyone. You know how many times I have tried, but every time I look around, I see that you're the only one. An angel straight from heaven by my side. And this angel straight from heaven I won't deny. I'm entertaining angels. At my table they're all the same. Everyone that I welcome there is an angel that I have gained. An angel that will remain. I can't seem to understand why you chose me out of everyone. You know how many ways I have tried, but every time I look around, I see that you're the only one. An angel straight from heaven by my side. And this angel straight from heaven I won't deny. I'm entertaining angels. I'm opening the door. Everyone who comes to me is an angel to adore.